It was supposed to be a quiet Monday morning. The sun was barely up, birds were chirping, and my 10-year-old daughter Lily stood at the corner of the street waiting for her school bus. I was sipping coffee by the window, watching her like I did every morning. But that day, everything changed because Karen showed up. Karen wasn't just any neighbor. She was the self-appointed guardian of our HOA, the kind of woman who carried a clipboard like it was a badge of honor. She loved rules, fines, and power. But what she didn't know that morning is that the man she was about to confront was not just any father. I was the chief of police for our county. It all started when I noticed her silver SUV stop right by the bus stop. She stepped out, sunglasses on, arms crossed, face already full of disapproval. Lily looked confused, clutching her backpack. I could tell from her body language that something wasn't right. I opened the door and started walking toward them, but by then, Karen had already begun her performance. "Young lady," she said, in that sharp tone she used on everyone, "this bus stop is on HOA property. You can't stand here unless you have written permission from the board." Lily blinked, scared and speechless. I'm just waiting for my bus," she stammered. Karen leaned closer. "Don't talk back, little girl. I've told your parents before they need to follow community rules. I could have you both fined for trespassing." That was enough. I walked up calmly, coffee still in hand. "Good morning, Karen," I said evenly. "Is there a reason you're intimidating my daughter?" She turned, clearly not recognizing me at first. "Excuse me, sir, but this matter doesn't concern you. This child is breaking HOA regulations by standing here." I raised an eyebrow. "This child happens to be my daughter." Her expression changed, but only slightly. "Well then, maybe you should teach her how this community works. I'm on the HOA board, and I have the right to enforce rules." I smiled, taking out my phone and hitting record. "Actually, Karen, what you're doing right now is harassment of a minor on public property. That stop isn't HOA land, it's under city jurisdiction, which means legally, you're in violation." Karen's voice wavered, but she tried to stand her ground. "You can't threaten me with the law. I know my rights." I nodded. "You do. And I know mine." "In fact," I said, pulling my badge from my pocket, "I enforce those rights for a living."
Ow.
Her jaw dropped. "You're a cop?" "Not just a cop," I said calmly. "I'm the chief of police for this county. And you just harassed my daughter in front of witnesses." The color drained from her face. The nearby parents, who had been silently watching, started murmuring. A few even began recording. Karen stammered, "I was just doing my duty as HOA representative." I cut her off. "Your duty doesn't involve threatening children." "Step aside, Karen." Lily's bus pulled up right then, and I helped her on. She looked back, still nervous, but I gave her a reassuring nod. Once the bus drove off, I turned back to Karen. "I could let this go with a warning," I said quietly, "but this isn't your first time crossing boundaries. You've sent threatening letters to several families, haven't you?" Her eyes widened. "How do you? I've had multiple complaints filed about you. Harassment, property damage, unauthorized entry. You've been busy, haven't you?" She tried to back away, but 2 patrol cars turned the corner just then. My officers had been nearby on morning rounds. I waved them over. "Gentlemen, please take Ms. Karen here to the station. We'll need to question her about HOA misconduct and harassment." Karen's face turned red. "You can't do this. I'm part of the HOA." "Exactly," I said. "And that makes your abuse of authority even worse." As they escorted her to the car, she yelled, "This is a misunderstanding. You'll regret this." But I didn't, not for a second. Later that day, the investigation revealed even more. Karen had been misusing HOA funds, issuing illegal fines, and even placing fake violation notices on certain houses to scare people. She'd crossed every line imaginable. The board was dissolved temporarily while new elections were scheduled. Karen faced charges for harassment and fraud. That evening, when Lily got home, she asked me, "Daddy, is that lady going to come back?" I smiled and hugged her. "No, sweetheart. She won't bother anyone ever again." The next day, the neighborhood felt lighter. People who had been afraid to speak up started smiling again. The same parents who watched the incident thanked me for standing up to her. One said, "She's been bullying us for years." You finally did what we all wanted to do. I didn't do it for glory or attention. I did it because no one HOA president or not has the right to scare a child or abuse power. And every morning since then, when I watch Lily wait at that same bus stop, I feel a quiet sense of pride. Not because I'm the chief of police, but because I stood up as a father. In the end, Karen learned a hard truth. Some people hide behind rules to control others. But when justice shows up, even they have to face the law. So, if you ever think you can bully someone's family under the name of HOA regulations, remember you never know who you're dealing with. And this story, as always, is brought to you by States of Heart, where justice and karma always find their way home.